That's the way to do it. The way to destabilize society is make things as lawless as possible. And then people will do whatever they need to do in order to bring back some semblance of normalcy. What do I have to do? What rights do I have to give up? What do I have to give up? I'll do it.
Well, you got to submit to the one world currency. And then
For real.
Yeah.
That might if you wanted to look at a long-term engineering product, you could, a project rather, you could, if you had enough resources and you were clever enough and you planned this out enough, you could engineer the downfall of a society. And you would do it by infecting the universities and entrenching them in a ridiculous, unsupportable ideology, and then have people go out in the world with that ideology and think this is a rational way to live life and to run the world. And then while you're doing that, you're also setting it up so that you have less people get arrested for things, more people get released from prison for things. There would be a bunch of different ways that you could destabilize society. But one of the best ones would be to encourage crime. If you wanted to somehow or another encourage one, you could do it under the guise of making it more fair for all these people that get arrested, making it more fair for, nobody wants to be racist. You just say it's racial injustice and just let more violent criminals out onto the street. If you wanted to destabilize society, it's not saying that prison reform isn't hugely necessary. It is, for sure. They need to do a way better job of trying to rehabilitate people as well instead of just incarcerating them.
Fuck yeah.
But letting people out that are violent criminals seems like what I would do if I was trying to destabilize society.
I think an easier way, here's what I would do.
What would you do if you were an evil dictator?
I would just shut everybody's shit down and say it was an attack from another country. If New York or LA collapses, the rest of the world follows suit. So we talk about a lot. Only like fucking 3% of your money is actually real. The rest is fucking a digital number. And we saw it with the banks collapsing, all these.
Yeah. And then they get bought up by bigger banks.
But the payout is $250,000. You're insured. Your money is insured for, you could have $1 billion in this bank. You're paid out $250,000.
And then where'd the rest of that money go?
Where the fuck did it go? All you need to say is if someone goes in or someone tries to order Postmates on their phone, just say, oh, your card's actually not working. Your card's been declined. Everyone's cards get declined at the same fucking time. People are going to fucking cannibalize themselves within a week.
Yeah.
And just say it's not, we don't know who's doing it, but this was an outside attack.
Yeah.
All it takes is, because everything is so digital now, it takes just like you mentioned in Canada, where they're like, okay, people who donated to these guys are getting their bank accounts shut off. Imagine that happened to an entire major city.
Yeah. Well, have you ever looked into
how
vulnerable...
It would be anarchy everywhere.
Have you ever looked into how vulnerable the power grid is?
I know how vulnerable it is because in Utah, not even the power grid, but for internet. So, and a disgruntled employee took an axe to a box and shut down the whole fucking place's fucking, like my whole entire side. I live in Cottonwood Heights in Utah, and the whole shit went out because some guy was just mad and he just took a fucking axe to a box.
That's crazy.
And shut everybody's internet off. And it sucks.
Wow.
It sucks because I like internet. I like having internet. I gotta watch the fucking Joe Rogan Experience.
Wow. It's that vulnerable. And it's crazy that he knew how to do it and not get electrocuted. If you had a box and it's filled with wires and you got an axe, wouldn't you assume you're going to die?
I don't know how it goes.
I don't know how it goes either. I mean, I would be
All I know is I didn't have fucking Wi-Fi for fucking 4 days.
Do you think Wi-Fi is bad for you?
I don't know. That's a good question. I remember, COVID's caused by Wi-Fi, all this shit. I remember
5G.
all this shit.
People go,
5G, yeah. But I don't know. What is interesting is seeing those little boxes pop up around everywhere disguised as palm trees in California and just kind of scattered around in New York.
The cell phone towers?
I don't know. Are they cell phone towers?
Yeah.
They're like...
They look like fake trees.
Yeah.
They have like these little square things on them or these rectangular things on them.
But smaller, like deployable variants of it, I guess. Because how big is a cell phone tower? It's big.
They're pretty big. I think they probably vary in size too, though. They're probably like a lot of other things if it's dealing with a lot of... You know what's really crazy about cell phones? If you're in a place where too many people are using them, yours doesn't work.
Yeah.
You ever experienced that?
At the concerts, they don't work?
That's wild. That is wild.
Why is it?
Because there's not enough juice for everybody. They're kind of
Not enough
overselling.
bandwidth.
Yeah, they're overselling.
Are we running out of bandwidth?
Well, there is. If you have a concert and you have 20,000 people in an arena and you try to get on your phone, like I experience it at the UFC all the time. I can't get text messages. They just don't come through sometimes. It depends on the place.
Even if you're on the venue Wi-Fi or whatever.
You'd have to get on the venue Wi-Fi, then you'd probably be okay. But when you're just trying to use straight cellular, a lot of times at those places, there's just too many people on the line.
But still, I notice how it works before everybody comes to the shows and I'm taking a shit.
And it works fine.
And it works great. And then when everybody comes and I'm still on the Wi-Fi and I got to shit before the show because I don't want to shit my pants on stage, it doesn't work as well.
Valid concern. Yeah.